Hey Facebook friends, we are back live here about this plant explosion in Texas City. Looks to us like it is the Valero. We're going to pan off here. Air 11 has been circling that, and you've probably seen some of the images already coming in a distance away now, but trust me, boy, that was something earlier. You can still see a bit of the flame there in the corner, the black smoke going up. And right now on the phone I have Maggie Hewitt with me. She is 18 years old, visiting her parents a few miles down from this blast, and we kind of caught up via Twitter. Maggie, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. So tell folks kind of what you felt and what you heard and about when all of this happened.
This happened about, what did you say, like 20 minutes ago maybe? Yeah, about 20 minutes ago from now. And when it first happened, it was a strange sensation because it's not something that you feel all the time. It was it was like you heard I heard the explosion. It was a very like solid booming sound, and then right after that I felt the explosion after that. It was kind of like aftershocks.
Okay. Hold on one second, Maggie. Hold on to that thought. You felt that big boom. I'm going to ask one of our producers if on this monitor they can pull up the video of the blast, because Air 11 is flying out. So we just want to look at something, show folks what that looks like here on our Facebook Live report here. So we're going to see if we can pull up some images that we just shot from Air 11 about the fire and everything else. It might be on the media encoder or something. I'm not sure. So you heard and felt all of this, and you said it was like a drum or something. We're going to take a look here now.
Yeah, it was like a single like drum beat, but like really heavy. Like if you were at a concert or something, there was a single drum beat.
And then afterwards, so how far would you roughly estimate you are from this plant?
5 or 7 miles away. I'm on the waterfront just outside Texas City.
Okay, so you're a little bit of a distance, but you can still see the smoke?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Okay, and what did you hear afterwards? Sirens, anything else?
Yeah, I heard an ambulance, maybe a fire truck, like sirens coming from Hitchcock, and I heard like emergency evacuation sirens coming from the plant itself.
Okay, wow, even several miles away. And you believe those to be the evacuation sirens because, how is that you're familiar with that?
I used to live around refineries and factories and such, so I'm pretty familiar with like sounds and like evacuation sirens.
Okay. And have you seen any, I know you're in the house at the moment, but have you seen any of the emergency vehicles going by, or whether there's been any, are you getting any calls or anything like that about sheltering in place, that business at the house?
No, not currently. I did hear emergency vehicles very close, but I think I just missed them sight-wise. Because they were like blasting through the intersection trying to get to the people there. Yeah, and yeah, sorry.
No, that's okay. There's a lot going on. I know it takes a minute to kind of gather your thoughts. So Maggie, I know you told me earlier you're not actually downwind from this, so you don't smell anything. Is that right?
No, I don't smell anything right now. I am still outside, though. I'm looking at the smoke from here, the 2 piles of smoke.
And you said earlier that you felt it in your chest. What do you mean by that?
The closest thing I can explain to how that like chest feeling feels is like when you're at a concert and all of the big speakers are around you and there's someone's playing the drums. It's the same impact feeling of like sound waves hitting you like extraordinarily hard.
Wow, okay, I think I understand what you're describing here. And we're looking on our Facebook Live page here and looking at the comments that some people are sharing. Some are saying that their house actually shook, is what Jana is saying. Others are saying that they've been told to shelter in place near this. Many others just, saying, wow, holy smoke, and prayers are going up to anybody who may be impacted by this. The big question, of course, is if everyone is okay, and we do not know that yet. This is obviously, just happening several moments ago, and emergency responders are heading to the scene. So, Armando, it looks like, well, there was a blast, an explosion of some sort at a Valero plant in Texas City, and if you're looking at our screen, you can see the fire burning and heavy dark smoke going up into the air. Thank you, Danielle, sharing prayers. Rusty, this is going to be in Texas City at the Valero plant, and no, Latonia, we don't know of any injuries or fatalities. Austin, are you in the plant? You're in the plant right now? Austin, can you call us at KHOU? We want to talk to you, obviously, if you can reach your phone safely, if you are okay. Yes, Buck, it is very dark smoke, and he thinks it's the distillation tower. Lots of prayers being offered up for anyone who may be in the immediate vicinity. And others have family members who work in this plant. So, of course, people are very worried. And Carlos is telling you, of course, if you live in the area, turn off your AC units. I'm going to walk over to our assignment desk right now because they are sort of the nerve center here in our newsroom and kind of the first line of fire in terms of getting information from some of the authorities. So, Danny, he's our assignment manager here, our assignment guy here, Danny Hermosillo. Tell us what you've just learned.
Okay, just right now I'm hearing from Texas City ISD that there's buses taking home after schoolers from 21st century are now rolling. There is no shelter in place in Texas City. So local authorities are taking precautions just in case, even though nothing has been issued. Now, what we have heard from Texas City is that there was a fire or explosion at the Valero refinery there in Texas City. They say it is a light hydrocarbon product. We're not quite sure what that means. We have our investigative team looking into it to see what sort of chemicals are there at that plant. They say there are no injuries, no shelter in place has been ordered, but they are asking people to stay away from the facility. Now, right now, our helicopter is refueling. Plan to be back on scene at the top of 6 o'clock so we can give our viewers the latest visual information from there as well.
All right, so the good news is at this point, no injuries, no fatalities, but man, that was some scary looking fire.
It really was. As a matter of fact, our helicopter was downtown at City Hall for the Barbara Bush Memorial when they spotted the fire and the plume from way over there, from downtown.
Wow, yeah, from downtown Houston all the way down I-45 to Texas City. That is a long haul. Okay.
Right, and what we're hearing from some of our viewers who called in said that they did hear a big boom first.
Yeah, so. We're on the phone with Maggie, and she heard it. She's been chatting with us about what she sees and hears, also just looking at her back porch, and boy, it is something else. Alrighty, thanks very much, and that's the good news.
Right, tune in back at 6. We'll have our helicopter back on scene, have the latest visuals from
Alrighty, okay. Alrighty, so that's the latest from our assignment desk. Making some of the calls, talking to people. Let's fun over here.
The number of the assignments desk for Austin?
For Austin, we can. I'll tell you what. Do you want to? Yeah. Sure. Do you want to tell it to them? Over?
Sure. If for Austin or anybody else who has any pictures or first-hand accounts, you live nearby, you can call our assignments desk 713-521-4388. Again, that's 713-521-4388.
And yes, obviously we're interested in talking to you. Danny will be there picking up the phone, and we're also interested if you've got any maybe video or photographs you've taken on your cell phone that we can share. Let's take another look here at the latest. These are chopper pictures from the fire taken just a few minutes ago, and this is pretty interesting as it pans around here. So you can see there are multiple sources of fire going up here. So it looks like I'm presuming it's that light hydrocarbon that Danny was talking to us about. So there's obviously a leak uppermost, bottom here with the fuel going, but not just up here on the kind of tower, but below here. So you can see there are several little spots of fire lower down to the ground. And of course, all of this is something that firefighters are going to have to consider. Typically on these kinds of things, there are internal chemical, these plants have sort of their own, if you will, firefighting units. They all sort of share together to help. So presumably those will be the first on the scene, and then city fire responders will also show up from nearby locales. But there is Air 11 kind of circling the situation there to give everybody a decent vantage point. But yeah, you can see there's a little bit of fire that is further down, closer to the ground from the large fire that is going up there. So I'm sorry, I've been kind of keeping Maggie on hold here for just a second while we've been looking at some of these videos. Hey Maggie, how you doing over there?
I'm doing okay. I can see that there's 3 piles of smoke now.
Okay.
From where I'm sitting.
Wow. So looks to you like there are 3 separate sources, 3 separate fires?
Now it does, yes.
Okay.
My mother pointed it out earlier, and now it's definitely like 3 different sources of
3
smoke.
different plumes, as it were, so separate spots. Yeah, I don't know if you're on our Facebook page or not, the KHOU Facebook page, but we are showing some of the images there, and it looks like there's fire both from this tower in separate locations and then closer to the ground in this whole tangle of pipes that are, typical to any sort of a refinery. Can you, in addition to those 3 plumes, anything else that you're observing from your vantage point?
There's not much else that I can see, mostly because there are houses in the way of a direct line of sight to the actual building. Yeah.
Okay, alrighty. Well, we appreciate you keeping an eye on things, and we've taken a quick peek here just to share a little of information with folks. On its website, Valero is saying that this is, and I'll just read it to you real quick. Valero Texas City Refinery is located in the Texas Ship Channel, about 40 miles southeast of Houston. Again, Air 11 saw these plumes of smoke from downtown Houston, so even 40 miles south, they could see that heavy black smoke. Danny, you got something for us? Yeah, come on over. Tell us what you got.
We just got a phone call, a robocall from the city of Texas City, and they say that all personnel have been accounted for.
Oh, great.
There is no injuries or no fatalities at this point. No update on the chemical or anything else at this point, but the good news is that there's no injuries, no fatality. Everybody's accounted for.
Okay, and that is from Texas City?
Emergency Management.
All righty, okay. All right, they're the folks. Great, thanks, Danny. All right, so that's been confirmed from an independent governmental agency outside of the plant itself. The plant dates back to 1908 and originally built to process crude oil, lots of updates and whatnot. Later doing about 130,000 barrels a day, more upgrades and other things. Yeah, this is the kind of quick notes off of its web page, just giving folks an idea of what they do down there. They run heavier gravity crude and some other items, a delayed coker and gasoline desulfurization unit. I won't even pretend to know what those are, but lots of other folks in this area will know what that means. At any rate, that's just a bullet point, if you will, about the Valero plant itself. So the very good news is everybody's been accounted for, so we don't have any injuries. So that's the good news. It's about 5:44 right now, and then we are going to be coming back to you live at 6 o'clock. Give me half a second here, and I'm going to see, just reach on over real quick. Have a second, and I'm going to check in. Hold on, I'll be right back with you in 2 secs. Hey, Danny.
Yeah.
Keep our Facebook viewers, visit with them for 30 seconds. You can talk to Maggie if you want. I'll be right back.
Okay, Maggie, just wanted to update you guys a little bit here also. For those of you who may have had some after-schoolers that you were concerned about, let me just look this up real quick. Essentially, Texas City ISD was holding up some of the school buses. I guess the 21st Century is the company that provides for them. It says 21st Century school buses are being held due to the current shelter in place. Now, this is an old tweet right now. Due to the refinery fire, we'll release them as soon as we get the all clear. And a few minutes ago, we got word that those buses are rolling now. So if you have an after-schooler who you're waiting on or may be late, that's why the buses were held up for safety reasons.
Okay. All right. All good news. All right, folks. folks. So here we go. That's kind of the latest. Good news is everyone accounted for and no injuries. We'll be back with you at 6 o'clock live at KHOU 11 with new aerials from Air 11. We will see you then. Take care, folks. Bye.